Hello and welcome to another in our motorcycle maintenance series here on MoreBikes.co.uk. Today we're taking a look at clutch, how to put in new clutch plates, how to service your clutch, how to put on a new clutch hose. As ever, we're using our 1989 ZXR 750 H1 Kawasaki, an icon of superbike history. And the reason we're using this older bike is because it's very transferable to whatever motorcycle you own. There's nothing flash or fancy on this. It's good old-fashioned engineering, if you understand that term. And what it means is that whatever we do on this, we should be able to show you in very straightforward terms how to do this, and you should be able to transfer that onto working on your motorcycle. Now, as ever, if you're not sure about your own competency at doing home mechanics, or you're not sure about certain parts of the job at hand, please go and ask a professional, go find a qualified mechanic to get their advice, or indeed get them to do the work for you. If, however, you are pretty fanciable with a spanner, or you kind of know your way around a motorcycle, then this isn't hard work at all, and should be perfectly within your grasp. Our mechanic working on our bike right here is Rob Bean from Mean Bean Motorcycles. You can see Rob's contact details at the bottom of this video description. And if you want to contact Rob for anything motorcycling, if you want to build a special for you, he's very good at specials, give him a shout, and Rob will look after all of your needs. So, clutch on the bike. We need some kit. You go around that way, I'll come around this way, and we'll take you through what we've got. A clutch is a fairly straightforward set of work, and the things that we've got here are via XL Moto. Now, XL Moto are involved in our videos, and you can see a URL alongside me now. If you click on that, you can go through to XL Moto to get the same kit that we use throughout this video, but do that after you've seen the video. You know how these things work, so click on that, XL Moto will take you straight through. So looking at what we will need to service the clutch on the Kawasaki. Parts wise, you're going to need clutch plates, fibres and steel. We're just going to do the fibres on this because the steel plates in the Kawasaki should be fine. So it's fibres, and we have soaked these. You can see them soaking in the tray. We've soaked these for a couple of hours in 1040 oil. Perfectly normal to do this, and it's recommended that you soak the fibres. It's the same oil that we put in the bike. You soak them in there for a couple of hours. All good. You'll need clutch springs. Now, we've gone for the Kawasaki OEM clutch springs because they give exactly the same feel. You can go for aftermarket like EBC. They can be a little heavier on the action, and if you don't particularly like that, then just go for the normal stuff rather than the aftermarket. You need a gasket, a clutch gasket. This is a genuine part Kawasaki from Cradley Kawasaki there, a gasket for the clutch, and then various tools. As you know, we're using the ProWorks tools throughout these jobs here, but it's various tools that you'll need throughout this. Consult your manufacturer specification. Always good to have some brake cleaner and some WD-40 to hand, and cloths. We may have mentioned this before on various videos, but it's true, cloths. You can't have enough cloths, get the cloths. If somebody says to you, is there anything I can buy you for your birthday and you haven't got enough cloths? Cloths. Always good to have them to hand. Bit of blue roll as well to mop up any spillages. I talked about your manufacturer recommendations, and along that line, manual, Haynes manual. Now, if you've seen any of these videos, you'll know how much we like the Haynes manuals. You're not too big and you're not too clever to not have a Haynes manual for your motorcycle. Not only does it give you step-by-step photos of most jobs, it also gives you exploded diagrams of component parts for your motorcycle, and more importantly, it tells you all the values that you need to know. So fluids, parts, torque settings, everything are in these manuals, and we really recommend that you get one. If you don't, and you're starting work on your motorcycle, or you want to do some maintenance, first port of call, go get a Haynes manual. So that's pretty much it for the replacing the clutch and working on the hoses. The actual hose itself, there it is. So the hose we're going to do with this is a Venhill clutch hose, Brady clutch hose from Venhill. We use Venhill hoses on the brakes. You can see that in another video where we talk about how to replace the hoses and work on your brakes, front and rear. And for the clutch, same thing, Venhill clutch hose for these two. So that's pretty much it for getting on with the clutch. So time to hand over to Rob, and he'll start getting on with the work. So there we go then, that's the clutch worked on, serviced, effectively rebuilt for this bike. Same process for your clutch on your motorcycle as well. Rob's starting the clean down process. As you know, after everything, we like to have a proper wipe down of the areas we worked on. It just gives you a chance just to inspect everything, double check everything, make sure nothing's been missed, and you'll be amazed at how intuitive it is when you're just wiping a bike down. You'll feel things that you've missed before perhaps, or whatever, you know, things that might need attention. Not necessarily the work you've done, but elsewhere on the bike as well. Observation is key really when it comes down to working on motorcycles. A couple of things to tell you about regarding the clutch. One, if you're putting new plates in, it's worth giving it 50 miles or so before you sort of gun the bike. Just let everything bed in. That's really nice. And of course, as with the hoses on the brakes that we did in the other video, which I'm sure if I point up here or somewhere, somebody will put a URL up for that, or it'll be in the issue list below the description for this video. The brakes video that we did earlier on in the series, just like that, the hose, the braided hose for the clutch, is exactly the same. It's filled with DOT4 fluid, and on that other video, on the brakes video, we explained how perilous DOT4 fluid is for the finish on your motorcycle. Exactly the same with the clutch. So plenty of cloths down, plenty of paper down, to protect your bike from even the smallest drop of DOT4. And if you do spill any DOT4 anywhere, DOT4 fluid, make sure you wipe it up and clean it up very, very thoroughly indeed. Do not leave any DOT4 on any part of your motorcycle. Well, you can do if you want your motorcycle finished to end up looking like scrambled egg. Personally, I don't like that. You might. So that's it really for the clutch. Rebuilt here on the ZXR 750H1. And we've got plenty more to bring you in this series of maintenance for your bike here on MoreBikes.co.uk.